Everyone told me what $10 million would look like. The house, the car, the travel, the freedom. People had very specific ideas about what my life would become the moment I hit that number. Nobody told me what it would feel like. And I'm telling you right now, it is nothing like what you think. I was 29 years, 3 months, and 11 days old when the wire transfer cleared. $10,240,000, net, after taxes, after fees, after everything. I know the exact date because I looked it up recently. At the time, I didn't mark it. I didn't celebrate. I was in the middle of a call with a vendor about a shipping delay, and I saw the notification come through on my phone, and I just kept talking. About shipping, about delays, about logistics. Because that's the thing nobody tells you. The number doesn't arrive with a ceremony. There's no orchestra, no slow clap from the universe. Life just keeps moving, and somewhere in the middle of it, everything changed. I finished the call, stood up from my desk, walked to my kitchen, made a sandwich, a turkey sandwich, with mustard. Standing at my kitchen counter, that was my celebration. Let me take you back because context matters. I grew up in a household where money was always the reason behind the answer no. Can we go on vacation? No. Can I do the school trip? No. Can we get a dog? No. My parents weren't irresponsible. They were working class and they were doing their best with what they had. But I grew up understanding, viscerally in my body, not just in my head, that money meant options, and the absence of money meant the absence of options. I decided very young that I would not live that way. Not because I was greedy, because I wanted options. I wanted to be able to say yes. At 22, I started my first business, failed in 14 months. At 24, I started another one, failed in 8 months but learned twice as much. At 26, I started the third one. This time I wasn't in a hurry. This time I understood that building something real takes longer than you think, and costs more than you planned, and requires more of you than you believed you had. 3 years later, $10 million. Standing at my kitchen counter, turkey sandwich, mustard. Everyone wants to know, what changed? Honestly, less than you'd think. I still wake up early because my brain won't let me sleep late. I still worry, the worries just have more zeros on them now. I still have days where nothing works and I question everything. I still eat the same foods I always liked. I still call my mother every Sunday. I still lose my keys. What changed is underneath, structural, invisible to most people. I no longer make decisions from fear. That's the biggest one. Before, every decision had fear underneath it. Every choice was filtered through, what if this goes wrong and I can't recover? That filter is gone now. Not because I'm reckless, I'm not, but because I know that even if something goes wrong, I can recover. The floor is higher now. I also stopped tolerating things I had previously tolerated because I felt I had to. Relationships that drained me, conversations that went nowhere, commitments I made out of obligation rather than genuine desire. When you have options, you start exercising them. Here's what nobody warns you about: the loneliness. Not immediately, but gradually. As your circumstances change, some relationships quietly strain under the weight of the difference. Not because anyone is a bad person, but because shared financial anxiety is a strange kind of bonding. And when yours disappears, some of that bond goes with it. Friends start making comments that are half jokes. Must be nice. Some of us have to work. You laugh, they laugh. But something is different. You can feel it. You start being more careful about who knows what. Not because you're ashamed, you're not. But because information about wealth changes how people see you before they even decide to. The second thing nobody warns you about: the discomfort of comfort. You spent years fighting, striving, running towards something, and now you're here. And the fight is different. Less survival, more purpose. And finding purpose after you no longer have to fight for survival, that is genuinely one of the harder things I've ever had to do. Turns out most of us are better at wanting than having. Here's what I know at 29 that I wish I'd known at 22. The money is not the destination. It never was. It's the vehicle. The question is always, vehicle to where? I spent so long focused on the number that I hadn't fully thought through what the number was for. So when I got there, I had to figure that out in real time, while also managing the money, while also managing the attention, while also managing the version of myself that hadn't caught up to the new reality yet. Give yourself more time than you think you need to answer the question, what is this all for? Not in a nihilistic way, in a genuinely curious, open, patient way. Because the answer to that question, what you build once you no longer have to build, that's where your real life begins. I'm 29 years old and I have $10 million. And most mornings I wake up and the first thing I feel is gratitude. Not for the money specifically, for the options, for the ability to choose, for the quiet that comes from not being afraid. And then I get up. I make coffee. I sit with my thoughts for a while. And then I go to work. Not because I have to, because I finally figured out what I'm building toward. And that feeling of chosen purpose is worth more than any number in any account.